Hello, everybody. I guess I'm live on YouTube. That's right. It's live time with Herbert Midgley. That's right. The Herbert Midgley, the internet legend, right now, live coming from you from the Mass Studio here in Nacogdoches, Texas, the greatest Texas, of course, in Texas. The oldest town in Texas, and the greatest town in Texas. Everybody loves Nacogdoches. And if you haven't been to Nacogdoches, those that haven't come to Nacogdoches still love this town. And those that have been to Nacogdoches love Nacogdoches. So basically, we all love Nacogdoches around the world, and especially here in Texas. So thank you so much for dropping by on this live time with Herbert Midgley. So basically, I'm going to talk about a few things today. A lot of things going on. Of course, the one of the biggest things the last 10 days or so has been the game stock and everything like that. And so folks are, everything from Dogecoin to AMC to there's a Nokia and BlackBerry and all these devices that were were popular in the malls back in the 90s and whatnot, 2000s and whatnot. So I'm surprised Hot Topic hasn't made the made the list and whatnot. So, anyways, it's once again I am experimenting around with this my Canon 80D and got my little microphone here that I use to record music and basically try to get some good sounds and get some good videos. I've been experimenting with some lighting as well, so I got a lot of different lights. Got a green light over there, got a blue light over there, got a red light, blue, red, a purple, and it's a regular light up there, and of course a regular light up there. So it's kind of gives some interesting looks on my gray shirt here and my tie and what like that, and my hair and what like that. Which I need to get a haircut. Probably need to shave as well, but it is a pandemic going on right now, so in a lot of ways, just trying to enjoy that as well. So looks like in the stock market area, it's very volatile in a lot of ways for a lot of things going on right now. Um, let's just pull up real quick. Let's see where the charts in the stock market are going, just because um, market charts. Okay, so the chart. What's going on today? So stock market looked like was it up today? Yeah, it was up 36 points today. Nasdaq was down a little bit. S&P was up a bit, and some of the big ones, some of the big players out there, I guess Macy's and Under Armour, Alibaba, and Boeing and Ford. So those are some of the big stocks going on there. Oil is 56.13 a barrel. The goal is $1,800.26. And one of the metrics back in the day about gold was that was the price of a good suit, professional suit and what like that. So that was kind of the measurement. One gold coin, 1 ounce of gold would buy you a really a great suit. And that's relatively close today. If you, to get a really good suit, you at least you're going to spend probably $1,000. Maybe it's a little bit off kilter in comparison because things are a little bit more interesting and whatnot like that. So let's go look at a couple of things just because we've been talking a lot about game stock. So it closed today at 92.41, and after hours is 88.88. So it opened today at 112. The high was 113.40, and then of course it dropped down to $85.25, and then bounced up a little bit up to $92. So I don't know if that's the price point around 90 range is kind of where it's at. One person basically talks about how they lost, was it $13 million, something like that, in one day potentially. So, for a lot of folks, I mean, that's got to hurt in some aspects if you want to be a multimillionaire. But a lot of folks don't realize for those short-term gains, you pay a whopping 40% tax on those earnings. So if you made $1 million, if you bought GameStop, someone mentioned they bought GameStop at $20 a share. He put all his money into it, like $36,000 into it. Bought 20. Bought it at $20. Let's just see how much that would be, how many shares of stock that would be, and see if the math is actually right. See if he's on the truth. Probably is. So, So that would be 1,800 shares, and we'll times that by let's just say 400 because it kind of got up to that area. Well, even that's not. That's only 700,000. Let's times that by 1,800 by let's say 450 then, because it did get up to 450. And it's still only 800,000. So, anyways, his math must have been off a little bit on there. But still, yeah, you owe 40% on those capital returns or those short term and what. Yeah, I'm just basically experimenting around with this camera and seeing how the sound works and everything like that, and see how long I can vamp talking about various things. So yeah, so let's look at AMC stock because I know that's a big one, and who has diamond hands and who has paper hands. So it closed at 8.97, almost $9, and it fell down 37 cents, which is not too horrible in comparison. It opened at $8.85, went up to 9.77, and the low was 7.89. So some folks are saying that AMC could jump back up again. Talks about these various people putting in $700,000 into AMC shares to follow the squeeze, trades, losses, and seeing all the people that lose, seeing who they're losing money and whatnot. So it would be nice, because I think a lot of us like movie theaters, if this could actually help out AMC as a company. But now the name of AMC is not going to go anywhere right now. I think they'll be able to get loans and things like that because when you got good advertising, you're going to be able to get more things to happen and whatnot like that. So gold and silver, yeah. Oh, you know what? I do really miss my movie pass from AMC. What was it called? The A list plus A plus list. I would go watch movies all the time, and like I mentioned before, I saw a lot of movies I would not have seen normally and whatnot. Yeah, gold and silver. I mentioned gold was like $1,800. Let's see what silver is today. Silver price. And I'm trying to make this small a little bit. Okay, so it was $26, almost $27. And yesterday, I guess it was $26. The high was $29, and the low was $11.77 in the last 52 weeks. So, yeah, silver's been pretty consistent through the last 20 years almost. It's been pretty consistent. And again, I don't know anybody that actually owns silver in the physical or gold in the physical thing. They own kind of like some stocks on it or whatever on it. So yeah, it's interesting to see all this stock stuff going on and everything like that. Yeah, I miss going to the movie theater as well. So I really do hope that AMC can ride through the pandemic and come out. My advice to AMC is to basically go to the route of having a dinner and a movie, have some quality food, not too expensive, not $20 for a box of popcorn, but a $5, $6 hamburger, whatever, chicken strips for $10, $12 with some French fries, whatever, something like that, some finger food, something better than popcorn and whatnot. I remember I went to a movie one time with one of my friends, and they were asking how much popcorn was and a drink, and I forgot. I think it was probably close to $13, $14. And they screamed out, "Well, that's how much a real meal costs." So they said, "Forget it. I'm not going to buy that." And they're just waiting to buy dinner later on. So I know there's a lot of places like there's a Star Grill, um, that have the idea of having dinner and a movie and things like that. That way you can go out and watch a movie and eat dinner. That would be my mindset. I know that some AMC's is right before the pandemic happened. Even in East Texas, they had some alcohol that could be sold there, and people were willing to pay a premium to have a beer or have some type of adult beverage as they watch a movie and whatnot. So and yeah, I actually kind of, because I'm not using the AMC Plus pass, I got HBO Max because they actually have some of the new releases coming out, and have a pretty good bit of content on there. So I've been really quite pleased with some of the content on HBO Max and whatnot. You all remember how popular Game of Thrones was, and then that last season just pretty much made it where people just don't care about it anymore. Remember, like everybody was like Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, and now like after that last couple episodes, like, huh. And kind of the ending was like, And that's a way to destroy, a series that people loved, And we can talk about Star Trek Discovery. I don't know if anybody's been watching, if anybody has CBS. They don't name it to. They are going to change the name to Paramount. But in a lot of ways, I do understand there's new things going on in the world and all that good stuff, whatever. But storytelling is the same. All right, Mandalorian. Yeah, I watched that at some friend's house and kind of binge watched that. That was great. I think Mandalorian is the best Star Wars that's come out since The Empire Strikes Back. I think it may actually be better than the Return of the Jedi. I know there's some fans out there of the prequels. You're entitled to your opinion. And yeah, they are what they are. They are as I get further away from them. I don't dislike them as much as I used to, but I remember watching the Phantom Menace at midnight, and I'm teaching in public school, so I got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, or I can't say whatever it is, real early in the morning. And I tell you, Jar Jar Binks at 2 o'clock in the morning is way more annoying than if you actually had some sleep and you're going to get more than 4 hours of sleep and go teach the next day. So, yeah, and again, what was the problem with the prequels for Star Wars? I mean, a lot of it was the storytelling, and I think a lot of it was the mystery. Han Solo was cool because we didn't know anything about Han Solo. That's what Darth Vader was cool because we didn't know anything about it. We knew a little bit. Same thing with Luke. Same thing with Obi-Wan. We only knew a little bit about them. But once you start knowing everything about them, you're like, man, this is some dude walking around in the desert. Not exciting at all. And so, just because you could make a CGI character doesn't mean you should make a CGI character on there. And again, I haven't watched the Phantom Menace in a while, but that was the best of the lot of them. Some of the was it Oh, it's not Qui-Gon. What's Liam Neeson's name? I can't even remember his name right now. Anyways, Liam Neeson was really, I thought he was a great actor in there. It would have been nice if he could have hung around a little bit longer. And the fight scenes were cool, but it's just, yeah, Qui-Gon John. The lightsaber scenes can only go so far, at some point. And the way they intercut between four things going on, I think someone later on come together on YouTube, and it made it a lot more coherent to see the lightsaber story, and that's kind of what we cared about and whatnot. So, anyways, that was the best of I remember seeing the Attack of the Clones. Is like, man, what is this? And then Revenge of the Sith, or whatever the last one was like, you kind of you're kind of pot committed, so you're just going to go see the rest of it. So there you go. And yeah, and also there was consequences for those battles going on. When you ever have special, I think that's one thing Hollywood has not realized, or maybe they do realize this, but when you have special effects going on, there needs to be a story plot reason why, not just because you can explode all of a planet or all of LA or whatever on there. The new Star Wars movies, again, the first one was the better of the lot. Then they changed, directors, right, or showrunners, whatever you want to call them, and whatnot. And the second movie negated almost everything that was in the first movie. And then the third movie negated everything that was in the second movie. So what's the point of having three movies going on? Is this get spoilers going on? It made no sense to have what's her name as Daisy. I can't remember her name. Be a Sith, be related to the Sith. And then, anyways, it's just bad writing. It was not thought out. Just like people said, oh, the prequels were thought out beforehand. Man, even Star Wars wasn't even thought out. I mean, he might have had a little idea of what to do with the trilogies going on with George Lucas, but he didn't have it part. Like when Luke gets a kiss from Princess Leia, I don't think at that point he knew that was going to be his sister. I don't think so. Even on Empire, I don't think that was going on. I think, well, that'd be kind of cool. Have a second person there, and they were twins. even though they don't really look that much alike at all or whatever. Anyways, so there's a whole lot of things going on and whatnot. So yeah. But we can talk Star Wars all night. We can talk about Bitcoin. We can talk about Dogecoin. We can talk about stock market. We can talk about pandemics. Whatever y'all want to talk about. We got a really lively chat going on right now. So we got some lurkers out there. Feel free to chime in and say howdy. And if you got any questions you want to put in and whatnot, great. Um, yeah, honestly, because of the pandemic, I'm just using the main equipment I had before the pandemic. I was experimenting around with third cameras and the Panasonic G7, and I got that one because you can shoot 4K, um, but it's pretty cool. Um, my 80D is what I'm using right now as a webcam, and I'm going to experiment with the other camera and see how that works as well. I do like this one here because you got a little bit of depth of field, even though my little keyboard's a little out of focus. I'm at 5.6 for our friends out there to know about, apertures and whatever. And I think I'm at 1600 ISO. Is because even though I got a lot of lights on, it's still, not like outside, not bright and everything as it out there. Oh yeah, you get the G7. Oh, great, and the GH5. Yeah, I thought about the GH5. I mean, that's a really great camera. The G7 is a great camera. I love that camera. It's a great camera. Uh, for photography, it does okay. I still prefer my full frame um, Canon 5D Mark II, even though it's an older one. It takes fantastic photos, and I love being able to get the depth of field when I put a 50 millimeter lens on that or whatever lens on it. It takes great photos. The one thing I don't like, it still uses obviously compact flash, but you can get little converters for SD cards if you want to on there. But yeah, the full frame is nice, and I guess on the 4/3 you lose a little bit of depth of field. And for our friends out there that don't know what depth of field is, that's when you kind of make the background potentially out of focus to give that cinematic look and whatnot. So yeah, so um, but I've been seeing all these folks live casts from especially during this GameStop stuff going on. People are like, oh, I'm broadcasting stuff, and I do have OBS that I did use one time over the pandemic, and I think I may go back in there, put a intro and put an outro in there, and be able to jump to a web page so we can look at stuff together instead of me just. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have it where I can share the screen. It shouldn't be that difficult to share a screen at this point, but whatever. But yeah, it's kind of really interesting. And I tell you what, I kind of dig these lights. I mean, it's kind of a weird range of lights going on. If you saw I think I mentioned this before, on the brick streets of Nacogdoches, I was using these gels, these reds and greens and blues. And I think for a low budget film, it actually had this really cool look to it and everything. My dream acoustic guitar, I would love to own a Martin at some point. I just haven't seen one in a pawn shop one that I can afford, or two that I liked enough. And I definitely want to get an older one made in the U.S. I've played a couple of Martins that were kind of my price range that was made in Mexico, and they play fine, but it's not like an American one. And today when you play made in Mexico Fender Stratocaster versus the one made in American one, I can't tell as big of a difference as I could 20 years ago or 10 years ago on there. So those guitars are just fantastic, actually. Um, the Japanese ones from Fender Stratocasters play really well also. So yeah. I'm trying to think a Taylor would be good. Martin would be good to have. So any of those would be fun to have. Typically when I do play live, when the pandemic's not going on, I do like have that ability to plug in to a PA system instead of dealing with an extra microphone or whatever else on there. So, but the few Martins I played in my life, they're really really good. Um, I wouldn't mind getting a really expensive classical guitar. I just don't play classical guitar as much as I used to. I still compose a classical guitar steady every month. Um, they kind of keep my writing composition sharps up, because if I don't play, it kind of goes away. But I'm got this camcorder where it's pretty much on my face, but I've got my little Gretsch bass I bought, the kind of a short scale bass, and yeah, I like Seagull. Seagull's a little bit big for my hands. So I should just quit it all and become a punk rock bass player right now. That's what I should do. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit to get my pick. So I really like this a lot because the fret isn't that much more than a guitar. It's just a little bit. So this was the bass I played most of my latest album on. So this is the one I played because I have a full size one. I got me this nice Squire jazz bass, and I like it. It's just so heavy. I think the two things I like, one is the shorter scale, but also these strings are not wounded, so they're smooth, so they don't tear up my fingers. For Jimi Hendrix, there's so many. Red House is so good because I'm a blues player, and hearing Jimi Hendrix play the blues was amazing. There's so many. I mean, Purple Haze, I played that when I was a kid. So there's a lot of really great Jimi Hendrix pieces and whatnot. Yeah, right now I'm taking some research classes, so I don't have as much time to practice the bass and whatnot. I'll record right now, but I figure during the pandemic, since I can't go anywhere, I might as well, take some classes and learn some things. So over the years, I've taken everything from jewelry classes to, acting classes to, film classes, photography classes, and things like that. So stuff that I can help me be better at doing the things that I want to do and whatnot. I think someone asked me yesterday if I could have ever taken a darkroom class. Develop film, and I just had never had a chance to take the darkroom class. So one day the stars are going to align, and I'll be able to take that class. Yeah, it's going to stay busy during the pandemic. I think in a lot of ways, there's going to be a lot of folks that will come out of the pandemic having a lot more skills, and there's going to be a lot of folks that come out of the pandemic that just basically marched in place. And I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. But I would say for me, it's definitely better to push forward and get some skills, and then just just kind of like, lack of a better way of saying boo-hoo, I'm sad because everything's not perfect right now. And the world's never perfect, be it the pandemic or what like that. And also like this, it never hurts to learn stuff anyways. So that's always my advice, is go out there and take this opportunity. If you are at home, learn a foreign language, learn an instrument, learn how to program, learn how to get better at making videos, learn how to become a YouTuber, something like that. Rock and roll. Thank you all so much. It does compete. Thank you. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody that's out here right now and everything. I hope you all have a really great day as well. I'll keep doing these every once in a while. So I guess just watch for hit the bell if you want to see these jump up and everything like that. So rock and roll, and of course it does compete. Of course, go subscribe to my YouTube channels. Of course, Midgley Film will take you to this one here if you haven't already subscribed, and hopefully you have subscribed. And of course, I got the link to the 70s dude one that I would love for you all to do that. Yeah, I guess I can try to give a heads up. Honestly, a lot of times I'm kind of just going at it this way. Can we get an Amazon gift card giveaway? What? Well, I would have to. I guess I had to have to buy an Amazon card, right? Can we get an Amazon gift card giveaway? Do other people do that? I guess maybe that's how they get subscribers. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's how they. I guess that's how they do that. I don't know. So yeah, got a couple of friends out there. Any other questions? I think we lost the person that wanted the Amazon gift card giveaway. So I, I'm sure people do that. I'm sure people. I've seen people where they give away stuff. So maybe I can find something to give away, but then I got to worry about mailing it off and everything like that. It gets to be a drag and everything like that. Okay. Oh wow, 2008 rock and roll. Um, Still living candy free, and do they keep getting? Okay, so yeah, I don't eat. I haven't had a candy forever. I'll be honest, I fell off the wagon a little bit on desserts for a couple of years, but it's been 3-ish years now since I had cakes, cookies, pies, and things like that. So I'm back on the wagon. So yeah. Oh, that's how people grow. Okay, cool. People that grow that way. Science CD. Yeah, that I can make happen. And it was how do they keep getting away with this? I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know. I guess people can get away with things like this and whatnot. But it's been really fun to have a YouTube channel. And when I first started, something like this wasn't a even possible. Not at all. And so now we got the ability to be basically a live TV show in your, house and what like that. So, and this is my little studio here, and it's all kind of wired up and everything like that. So I kind of just have it in this one little area here, but got a microphone there, mixers and keyboards and amps and guitars, basses, and microphones and things like that. I'm ready to record and rock music, and I usually use Logic. Pro Tools is fine. I don't. I haven't used Pro Tools in a while, but I know a lot of people love it. Logic's so cool because it just works, especially since you're a Mac person. Um, never live long enough to see your heroes. Okay, okay, yeah. Hopefully we don't fall down, and whatnot. But it's I'm glad I'm back on the wagon of not eating desserts and things like that. So, but candy, really, I never ate any. Didn't really eat any candy. So, I mean, I haven't had a chocolate bar since 99, probably something like that. 1999, something like that. So I haven't had M&Ms, anything like that. Um, and see, that was one of our rules not to eat chocolate because that means everything. There's hardly any candies you can eat if you don't eat chocolate. So there you go. So yeah, so it's cool. It's definitely cool. Well, yeah, this is kind of fun. I have the live chat going on, and this is one of the things that you don't get when you make this YouTube videos by itself and everything. So yeah, I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. I think that's good. Thank you all so much. You guys are awesome, and again, go subscribe to my stuff. And you guys are amazing. Midgley Film, Midgley Music, 70sdude.com, all that cool stuff. And you guys rock. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for being fans and everything like that. And of course, it does compute, y'all. It does compute. Bye, everybody.